You are Locked On Red Sox Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Boston, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Sox in Cincinnati avoid a second straight loss with a comeback victory against the Reds on Saturday afternoon in the Queen City. Looked like it was going to be back-to-back losses and going into Sunday looking of a salvage and to avoid the series sweep. Instead, the comeback Sox avoid a second straight loss. Late inning comeback. Duran, Wong extend hit streaks. Duran did it at the plate. Did it with his legs. Did it with the glove in the ninth inning as well. The bullpen wasn't just good in relief of Nick Pivetta. It was outstanding. Looked like it's going to be a pen day on Sunday, but the bullpen terrific as the Sox even up the series at a game apiece against the Reds. They'll go for 2 out of 3 on Sunday with the finale. Welcome into the Locked On Red Sox Postcast. I'm Steve Lennox. Baseball play-by-play veteran. Have painted the word picture in the minors, big leagues, World Baseball Classic in Tokyo, Japan, college baseball, Senior League World Series on the ESPN networks. Proud to say that Red Sox skipper Alex Cora was a one-time broadcast partner way back in 2016 in Bangor, Maine. We are providing reaction to every Red Sox game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, as well as a Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Now, don't forget, you can join the conversation. We're providing reaction. We want your reaction as well. On the YouTube channel, you can go to the comments. You can join us. Second segment. First time we're doing it. We're going to do it the middle game of a 3-game series going forward. So we'll do a Tuesday of the Blue Jays series. Give me a former Red Sox and Reds player, a player that played for both Boston and Cincinnati. Join the conversation. Tell us what you thought of the victory. Sixth inning, seventh inning, you're thinking, here we go. They won 5 in a row, 5 over 500. Last time they did that, I think they dropped 6 out of 7. You're looking at a second straight loss. Not a lot of energy, it seemed like. 90-plus degrees, yes, in Cincinnati. But, hey, the Reds are on the other side in the other dugout. Same weather. They wore the home whites. Nice to see. Home whites, road grays. They didn't wear the City Connect black uniforms with the day game like they did Friday night in the opener. But the Red Sox do pick up the victory. You can join the conversation. Your thoughts, again, the comment section on our YouTube channel. You can catch or listen to Gabby Hurlbut's latest on the Locked On Red Sox podcast network as well. Gabby providing in-depth analysis of the Red Sox Monday through Friday. Gabby and plenty of her friends on hand on Friday in Boston to celebrate the Celtics victory parade and their 18th NBA championship in franchise history. On our latest edition of the Locked On Red Sox Postcast, we're going to talk about Jarren Duran, the bat, the legs, the glove in the ninth inning. Kenley got the save. Duran saved the day in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Sox win the game, and they win a game on Saturday that I don't think they win in April. I'm not sure they win a game in May. Maybe they don't win it a couple of weeks ago. Remember, they split a 4-game series against the White Sox just a few weeks ago in Chicago. Club has now won 6 of 7. Our latest episode of the Locked On Red Sox Postcast is brought to you by Tax Network USA. Did you know that it is never too late to resolve your tax issues with the IRS? Don't wait. Reduce your tax debt and get help from a team of licensed tax professionals. Call 1-800-549-1000 or visit their website, tnusa.com/lockedon, 1-800-549-1000, or visit the website, tnusa.com/lockedon. So the Red Sox, Nick Pivetta getting the start. Spencer Steer, home run in the first inning. Boom, 2-0. Ellie De La Cruz, home run against Pivetta, 3-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Dom Smith getting the Red Sox on the board. Another solo home run on this road trip. Dom Smith has had a pretty good road trip for the Sox. Down 3-1. He had a home run to make it a 3-1 ball game in the fifth inning. Sixth inning, Wilyer Abreu back. Bobby Dahlbeck going down earlier in the day to AAA Worcester in the International League. Abreu, 1-out double, scores on an RBI double by Connor Wong. Wong extending his history to 12 in a row. It's a 3-2 game. Opportunity in that sixth inning to add on, to tie and maybe go ahead. Devers did break an 0 for 12 earlier in the game with a base hit. Swung at the first pitch, pop up to the third baseman. That was out number 2. Third out, and Manuel Valdez struck out against Montas. Montas could have gone longer. He went 6. He was solid. And the Red Sox, Abbott, Montas over the first 2 games of the series, a lot of strikeouts. But Montas, I think, had 56 pitches through 5. Under 80 pitches for his 6 innings of work. He could have gone longer. They took him out. Red Sox take advantage. 8th inning. Cedar Rafaela. Speed does not slump. Speed kills. Rafaela, single, E5. He's at second base. Duran, base hit. First and third, nobody out. Refsnyder, third straight batter. Refsnyder off the bench. Pinch hit, RBI, base hit. Game tied up. Devers took a pitch and is at bat in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Devers then delivers. Fly ball down the left field line. Duran at third. Catch is made down the left field line. Throw to the plate. Duran scores. Red Sox take the lead. So Devers did come through in that inning. Again, Duran using his speed, scoring from third base. Red Sox up 4-3. Bottom 9, Kenley is on. Red Sox already using the relievers. Bernardino, Weiser, Boozer, Kelly, Martin. Kenley Jansen gets the 9th inning. Retired the leadoff hitter. Stuart Fairchild comes to the plate. 1 out, base is empty. Fairchild, fly ball, center field. I told you before the series, Reds can hit home runs. It's a small ballpark. The park didn't hold Fairchild's drive against Jansen. Duran brought it back at the wall. Timed his jump perfectly, brought it back just over the yellow line. Would have been a home run, game tied. Instead, Duran does it with the bat, does it with the legs, does it with the glove. Hey, we're talking about Jarren Duran as an all-star, and I love it, and he should be an all-star. I don't care if he starts, and here's why. I don't care if Jarren Duran is voted in as a starter in the all-star game. I think the process will play out. I think he'll be an all-star. Don't worry about starting the all-star game. Is it nice on the resume? Absolutely. It is. Sure, he'd want to start. But think about this. Duran, likely, if he's not starting, starters play a couple of innings. Getting it back, come out of the game. Duran comes in defensively or at the plate as a pinch hitter, middle innings, late innings. There's where he's got an opportunity to really show his talents. So I'm not worried about Jarren Duran being an all-star. I will moan and groan and beep, 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 just like everybody else if he doesn't make the all-star team. He is deserving. I don't care if he's a starter. I don't. He'll come in. He'll get an appearance. Maybe he has some sort of influence on the game later in the game in Arlington in a few weeks in July. I think he's going to be an all-star. Again, if he's not, I'll be right in the front of the line. He's deserving of being an all-star. So Fairchild robbed of a home run. Jansen gave up another base hit. Ellie De La Cruz at the plate. You're thinking, oh boy. But Kenley got the out. 14th save on the season, 434th of his career. And the Red Sox even up the series at a game apiece. There were some disturbing things for the Sox in this game through the first 7 innings. It was a 3-2 ball game. It felt like it was 9-2. They weren't out of the game by any stretch. But they pull it off. 2 runs in the 8th inning. Duran, game-saving catch in the 9th inning. Fairchild just inches away from tying the game up at 4-4. Instead, Jansen gets the save, a win. Nick Pivetta, not great. Not great, but for the second time in recent starts, Red Sox have now won his last 4 outings. You'll take that. But remember, against the Phillies, they had to come from behind. They come from behind today. Takes a no decision, went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 runs, all 3 runs scoring on home runs. Gave up 2 home runs in the outing, both early on. And early hole, Spencer Steer. Told you about him at the end of the series, looking ahead to the series against the Reds. Knew Steer would do something. 2-run home run in the first, Ellie De La Cruz. Home run in the third. That made it 3-0. Pivetta taken off the hook. I mentioned the relievers, and I'll mention them again coming up a little bit later on. But the Red Sox do pick up the victory. Comeback Sox. Devers delivered. Broken 0 for 12 with a base hit earlier and picked up that RBI, the go-ahead RBI in the 8th inning with a sacrifice fly that scored Jarren Duran from third base. Pick a hitter. Hamilton scores on that. Rafaela scores on that. Abreu likely scores on that. Some other guys in the lineup, most guys around baseball aren't scoring on that fly ball down the left field line. Duran does. Speed, speed, speed. The Reds have it. I'm going to talk about the mirror image of the Reds and Red Sox because there are some similarities, but the Reds are a team that absolutely will beat themselves. And the Red Sox didn't capitalize early on, but in the end they do. Reds ran themselves into a couple of outs. but I think there are some mirror images of these teams. They can hit home runs. They can steal bases. But the Reds they cost themselves way, way, way too often. One-run victory. And that's one of the things. The Reds, they're not very good in close, low-scoring games. Close games. I think now 6-14 or 6-15 in one-run games on the season. So the Red Sox pick up the victory, a nice win, and they not only avoid a second straight loss, they've now won 6 of 7, back to the high water mark, 5 games over the 500 mark. So the Red Sox pick up the victory. A nice win. A pen day on Sunday, but the pen saved the day as well. Going to get more into the bullpen. And again, join us on the YouTube channel, Locked On Red Sox Postcast. Hit the comments. I'm going to give you my top 5 that I got just off the top of my head. Then I used Baseball Reference. But I'm going to give you 5 former Red Sox and Reds players that played on both teams. That's coming up next, right here on the Locked On Red Sox Postcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel and the podcast feed. Red Sox pick up the victory, even up the series against the Reds. We're talking about it right here on the Locked On Red Sox Postcast. Steve Lennox with you. You can follow me on the X at Lennox on Baseball. Also have my daily recaps of everything that goes on with baseball every day. You can catch that on the X, also on the Lennox on Baseball YouTube channel as well. Our Locked On Red Sox Postcast brought to you by our good friends at Stitch Fix. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist who understands your style, size, and budget. They do all the shopping for you. It's the easiest way to update your wardrobe this season. Easy to upgrade your wardrobe, not only this season, but this year with a professional stylist that helps you find new, on-trend favorites that are going to work for you. And if you don't love something, simple. Send it back. Shipping, returns, exchanges, always free. Style that makes sense. And it makes sense, and it's also style that makes you feel as good as you look as well. Now, right now is the best time to get started at StitchFix.com. Why? The website, StitchFix.com/MLB. Get $100 off. That's $25 off your first 4 fixes for a limited time only. That's StitchFix.com/MLB for $100 off. StitchFix.com/MLB. Must redeem within 7 days of sign-up. Offers do not include kids' fixes. All right, Red Sox pick up the 4-3 victory. Steve Lennox on Red Sox Postcast. If you're joining us, we're going to get into this a little bit, get into the notes here. Sox are now 17-10 in day games on the season. Pick up the victory. 10 home runs on this road trip so far. So let's get into this. Again, I'm a patient guy. I can wait. We're going to build an audience here. I'm looking forward to it. But you can join us on the YouTube channel right now. Throw a comment up there. Give me your top 5. Give me 1 or 2. Give me as many as you'd like. We'll try to fit them in there. Your former big league players that played for both the Boston Red Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. The first one that came to mind for me, I gave you one last night previewing this, Tony Perez. That wasn't the first one that came to mind, though. First one that came to mind was Bronson Arroyo. By the way, Bronson Arroyo recently visiting with Gabby Hurlbut as part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel and Locked On Red Sox as well, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Bronson Arroyo came to mind first, all right? Then Orlando Cabrera. Then Tom Seaver. Tony Perez was there. And then hitting Baseball Reference came up with Pokey Reese, Nick Osaski, and Ryan Dempster. So those are my names that I'm giving you. Former big league players that played for both the Red Sox and the Reds organizations. You can participate, again, on the YouTube channel, Locked On Red Sox Postcast YouTube channel, and throw one out there. Throw an obscure name out there. Throw a popular name out there that maybe I didn't hit as well. Mention mirror image. The Red Sox now are a running team, lead the American League in stolen bases. You've got the Nationals, Reds, Brewers, not in that order, but those are the top 3 teams in stolen bases in Major League Baseball right now. And if you've seen over the last 2 games, the Reds can hit home runs in their small ballpark in the Queen City, and they can steal bases. They can also run into outs. They can also make mistakes on occasion that hurt them and cost them a win. You can make an argument that happened to the Reds on Saturday as the Red Sox come from behind. 16th comeback win on the season for the Sox, right? The Red Sox can drive us nuts as well. They can make those little mistakes. And it's not necessarily just being aggressive on the bases, just not having instincts sometimes, running into an out. There was a situation in the game. They had first and third. They put the runner in motion. Ball hit to short, came home, got the out. No collision, just, base runners nowadays. You're in Cincinnati, you got to think Pete Rose. You got to think Red Fosse, early 1970s All-Star game when Pete Rose barreled over Ray Fosse and he injured himself and was out start of the second half of the season and out for quite a while. Base runners don't do that anymore. The Reds will just run into outs. They're content. They're out by 10 feet. They're going to run right to the catcher, third baseman, second baseman, shortstop at the bag at second. They'll just run into the out off the field. Hey, we'll get them next time. It drives certain people. I'll say that I'm on that list. But the Reds do some things that you've seen over the last year or so with the Red Sox. Jarren Duran is making those mistakes less and less. That's why we're talking about Jarren Duran as a potential all-star, as an all-star this year in Arlington, Texas. So the Red Sox do pick up the victory, a good win for the Sox. Duran was the only hitter in the lineup with a multi-hit game. He had 2 hits and a couple of singles. Connor, Wong, and Duran both extending their hit streaks as well for the Sox in the victory. 4-3 again, the final, as they beat the Reds. But just a nice job. Duran doing it with the bat, with the speed, scoring the go-ahead run in the 8th inning on the sac fly by Rafael Devers, and then game-saving catch, because right now they could still be playing in extra innings. And the Red Sox did not need that. Not today. Now with Tanner Houck getting an extra day's rest, and he will pitch in the opener, I believe, on Monday. That's where he's scheduled to pitch. So it's TBA, opener, whatever you want to call it. Not sure that it was even announced after the game was over. But the bullpen today, one more note. Pivetta 4 1/3, 96 pitches, 3 earned runs allowed. Bullpen the rest of the way did not give up a single run. Bernardino got the final 2 outs in the 5th inning. We're going to have a note on him with our numbers of the day coming up in our next segment. Bernardino, Weiser, Boozer, Kelly, Martin. Kelly the win, just got the 1 out as he worked in the 7th inning, came on in relief of Boozer, got the final out, credited with the victory, his second on the season. Jansen worked a scoreless 9th inning, although almost a home run. Martin likely shut down for tomorrow. 22 pitches, but that was the most pitches thrown. Jansen, I think, can obviously go 1 inning tomorrow if there's a safe situation or it's a tie ball game late as well, possibly. But Bernardino threw 5 pitches, got 2 outs in that 5th inning in relief of Pivetta. 15 pitches for Weiser, 8 pitches for Boozer, 6 pitches for Kelly. So you used a lot of arms there, but you didn't use guys, maybe again, Martin probably shut down. 22 pitches, 16 strikes, not likely to go back-to-back days. We'll see. We'll see. But the bullpen, hey, when you come back late in a game, usually the bullpen plays a factor. Bullpen for the Red Sox on Saturday did the job. And again, I've said it about Kenley Jansen. Sometimes you wonder, 2 runs late, you got a 1-run lead. You don't want to see your closer blow it in those situations. Kenley Jansen hasn't done that lately. 14 saves, I believe now, 14 of 15. You'll take that percentage. Take that percentage and run with it. Numbers of the night coming up in our next segment. And we're also going to give you a couple more notes on the bullpen, and we'll look ahead to Sunday. Sox got their work cut out for him. Nick Lodolo goes, and we'll give you some numbers on Lodolo, who has been terrific. He might be a National League All-Star come July in Arlington, Texas. Sox have now won 6 of 7. They'll go for the series clincher against the Reds on Sunday, day baseball, before going home for 6 straight games. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by Tax Network USA. Here on the Locked On Red Sox postcast, we do pride ourselves on getting you the latest news for your team, whether it's the offseason, the draft, spring training, regular season, or playoffs. We are year-round. You know what else is year-round? Collection season. Just because tax season is over does not mean the IRS will stop coming after you for unfiled taxes. The IRS can garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, and even seize your property. Don't let the IRS target you. Let the licensed professionals and tax experts at Tax Network USA go to bat for you. They've got over 14 years of experience. They've got an A-plus rating by the Better Business Bureau. Tax Network USA has saved their clients over $1 billion in tax debt. Whether you owe taxes, have complicated matters that do require tax planning, or finally, if you hit that parlay this season and you need help correctly filing, call 1-800-549-1000 or visit the website tnusa.com/lockdown. See the link in this episode description right below. Again, that is Tax Network USA, 1-800-549-1000 or tnusa.com/lockdown. So the Sox pick up the victory. Steve Lennox with you, Locked On Red Sox Postcast. We are on after each and every Red Sox game throughout the course of the regular season. And I'll tell you what, as this team keeps playing better and better baseball, this team is going to be built. You're going to look at it, and we'll see by the trade deadline. Love to add another starting pitcher. Love to have that starting pitcher for a few years. We'll touch on that more. There's plenty of time before the deadline coming up soon enough. But the Red Sox pick up the victory and a nice win. Pivetta left the game, and Brennan Bernardino came on in the fifth inning. 2. That's the number for Mr. Bernardino. 2. He's inherited 15 base runners this year. Only 2 have scored. Inherited 2 more on Saturday. Reds helped him out, I think, but Bernardino got the final 2 outs in the 7th inning. 15 inherited runners, only 2 have scored. Let's give you the number 16. 16 comeback wins now on the season for the Red Sox. That's a nice number. Back to 5 games over 500 for the 3rd time this year. And the number 3. 3rd win of the season for the Red Sox when trailing after 7. 2 runs in the 8th inning, pick up the victory. Now, 4 runs and 2 runs over the first 2 games of the series. Another solo home run, Don Smith. Made it a 3-1 ball game. That was a big run. You got on the board, right? But the way the Red Sox are going, there's a couple of things, you win, you feel good, absolutely. But they've only walked 2 times. There's another number for this series. They've only walked 2 times. They've only had the leadoff man on base 4 times in 18 innings. And I'm kicking myself right now because I believe the leadoff man has only scored actually twice, I think, in the 4 innings where they've had the leadoff man on in 18 innings. Again, Montas, I think, could have gone deeper. Didn't do it. Red Sox got in the bullpen. But Montas, overall, he was dealing. And the Red Sox, not that they were taking him off the hook. The Reds are a team that go up there, get their pitch, swing at it. First pitch, second pitch. Maybe they don't work a lot of deep counts. But, the Red Sox do pick up the victory. And a nice win at that. But Montas, I think, could have easily have gone 7. That would have changed sort of the dynamic of that bullpen the rest of the way. But the Red Sox, again, just 2 walks and the leadoff man on base 4 times in 18 innings. That's a low percentage, okay? Work the counts, more walks, get into the bullpens. That was success against the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays the previous 3 series. You got good quality starters out of there. 4, 5, 6 innings. Then you got into those bullpens. That helps day 2, day 3. I am excited to see the series finale. Again, Red Sox right now, TBA, bullpen day. We'll see how Alex Cora manages the bullpen on Sunday. But Nick Lodolo is going to get the start, lefty, for the Reds. Lodolo, in case you don't know, this is a first-round pick. This is a former first-round pick back in 2019 by the Reds out of TCU. So he's a college kid. Lodolo, 8 wins on the season, 2 losses, 2.76 ERA. Don't be surprised if you see him as a National League All-Star. His numbers are that good. He's given up 2 earned runs or less in 8 starts. So, again, scoring runs, and where you thought scoring runs would certainly be something in this series, the Red Sox have split the first 2, but they've scored 6 total runs. So Lodolo is going to be making his 12th start of the season, his 2nd career start against the Red Sox. And, again, he's given up 2 earned runs or less in 8 outings. So Lodolo is going to get the start. He is 5-0 in his last 5 outings. So maybe he's due for a clunker. We'll see on Sunday. But he's a guy who can work, 6. He can work into the 7th inning. It's going to be another hot day on Sunday, so maybe they sort of try to save him a little bit. But if you give him some stress innings early on, that's sort of a phrase that we use right now for Brian Bayo. He's got a lot of stress innings. Had that against the Blue Jays earlier in the week. If you can get Lodolo with runners on base early and often, maybe push a couple of runs across early, get an early lead on Sunday, then maybe he's only going 5 or 6 innings. But overall, his numbers are solid. He's a left-hander. Tyler O'Neill celebrating a birthday on Saturday, had a pinch-hit opportunity. O'Neill still looking for his first hit of the series, going to be back in there on Sunday against the left-hander Nick Lodolo. So the Red Sox do pick up the victory again. Just a couple of walks from their hitters, but enough to beat a team that is below 500, and you beat a team that knows how and does sometimes go out there and beat themselves. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast follows each and every Red Sox game all season long. One more left in Cincinnati. Then the Red Sox go home, 3 against Toronto, 3 against San Diego, first of 3 against the Blue Jays on Monday, off day on Thursday, and the Padres at Fenway Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. After Sunday's finale in Cincinnati, just 6 series, all 3-game series, so math is easy. 18 games left for the Red Sox before the All-Star break, and they're going to hit the midpoint of the season, I think, Wednesday or Thursday during the upcoming week as well. Red Sox, again, pick up the win on Saturday. Come from behind fashion. We're going to be on board late Sunday afternoon within minutes of the last out with our latest edition of the Locked On Red Sox podcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston network, and it is the number one place to hang out immediately following each and every game. The comeback Sox even up the series in Cincinnati on Saturday, 2 runs in the 8th inning, and they pick up the 1-run victory.